I've been living with the Samsung 65-inch Q7F every single day for weeks now. And let me tell you, this one is not just a bigger screen. This is for the kind of person who knows exactly what great picture feels like, who notices when detail and depth are missing, and who refuses to accept mediocre visuals just because it is good enough. Before you go deeper, take a quick moment to check today's price in stock. TVs like this can swing in price, and waiting usually means paying more later. You know that moment when you sit down to watch something and catch yourself squinting at soft shadows or flat colors? That was my old TV, serviceable, but honestly uninspiring. The first time I switched to this Samsung, it hit me like a wave. Suddenly color isn't just bright, it is purposeful. Every shade has nuance, every highlight feels intentional, and the whole scene gains a kind of presence you didn't realize you were missing until it is there. Watching movies feels different, not just visually richer, but emotionally deeper. HDR pops in ways that make you feel the heat of a sunset, the chill of a night scene, and the lift of a sweeping score. Gaming feels more immersive because motion feels fluid and alive, like you're in the world, not just looking at it. Even everyday TV, sports, news shows suddenly comes with this crisp realism that pulls you in. The picture performance isn't just numbers. Once you see that level of clarity and vividness, anything weaker starts to feel flat. You start realizing how much you were settling before, how texture and depth were hiding in your content all along, waiting to be revealed. And Object Tracking Sound Lite. Don't underestimate it. There is this subtle sense that audio follows the action. It makes dialogue and effects feel more connected to the picture. It is not just sound from speakers. It feels like sound from within the scene, grounding you in every moment. Don't sit on this decision waiting for something better in a few weeks. These models sell fast, and the regret of missing a deal is real, especially once you hear people around you go, "Wow, this looks amazing." If you're wondering whether a bigger screen is worth it, this already proves it. The surprise benefit. You start noticing tiny details you glossed over before, the texture in fabrics, the subtlest lighting shifts, the lifelike motion of every frame. That's the kind of thing that makes you pause mid-show and just watch. Owning this changes how you feel in your living room. You don't feel like you compromised. You feel like someone who recognizes quality when you see it and refuses to go backward. That pride doesn't fade. It grows every time you drop into a favorite scene, and it actually feels real. You get cinema-level brightness and contrast that doesn't wash out in daylight. You get ultra-crisp 4K detail that makes every frame feel intentional. You get intelligent processing that keeps motion smooth without blur. You get smart features that make content easier to access, not more complicated. And you get a sense of visual depth that turns watching into experiencing. Sure, it has a commitment. Big screens take up space and attention, but the trade-off is living with a display that actually serves your favorite content instead of just showing it. At some point, comparisons lose their weight. You stop juggling specs and just choose what your eyes already told you was right. You choose the screen you wanted, the one that finally delivers the visuals you meant to see. So take a moment, check today's price, and make the jump. Once you watch something on this level, delaying it is the kind of regret that hits every time the scene goes quiet and you realize what you were missing before.